No, Handa is the hero of our story today. He is a young man in first secondary school who is 16 years old. He is our hero, a single character in a way that you cannot imagine, to the point that he thinks that the whole school hates him. That is, that there is no one who loves him. But on the contrary, we see that the basis of all students. We are focused on Han's personality. This is because he is a mysterious personality to them, but this is the basis that he does not talk to them except wherever and wherever. The important thing is that he will be on a very normal day and go to his school as usual. He thinks that everyone hates him, but he does not know that they are afraid of him at all, and this is because of the expression, "What are you afraid of?" Anyone. The important thing is that he opens his safe, but he is shocked when he finds someone sending him a message. He begins to suspect that this is a message from someone who is bullying him, and that this person certainly also wants to hit him. Our hero is afraid and does not want to see what is inside the message, so he gets up and takes the message himself. Without anyone like that, he gets up and throws it into the trash. She worries about her head being big. Honestly, it looks amusing. I mean, the important thing is that this girl keeps getting upset and will tell him to be special to you. Are you the oil messenger? Love this way? Yes, guys, this was a message from a girl who criticizes our hero. He is the one who is a beautiful girl with pink hair. Her name is Maiko. Wow, right? Or a big head. The one next to her is named Juri. The important thing is that this Juri keeps getting upset with our hero, and Henda is standing and doesn't understand anything. So he says, "I don't understand either. What do you want from me?" So you go home and bring her. Come on, tell him not to worry. By God, you don't tell our hero that he will accept her after school, in the backyard. At this time, he still doesn't understand, so he thinks that they want to bully him and beat him, so he sits afraid and doesn't know what exactly to do until he repeats that he will also write a letter to Maiko. He will tell her in this message that he does not want problems and that he does not want to be beaten. At this time, Juri Moras is a big girl who is focused with God's hero, and he does not want to take her away from him, so Hein repeats that he is giving her the message so that she can receive the microphone, and This is what he does, but when you receive the message from our hero, you think that this is a message of love. Rather, he also thinks that he loves her instead of Mikwa. He is literal. The dialogue turns a bass. The important thing is that Aljuri opens the message instead of Al-Maiko giving it to her, but she does not know how to read the message. This is because of our hero's handwriting, but unfortunately, Juri is a big mudama who cannot read anything but the word love, so you begin to be sure that our hero loves her. But in reality, as we know, our hero is a person who is afraid of origin and not. He gets into trouble. The important thing is that I pass the time until the end of the school period. Everyone will go home. At that time, our hero will be afraid because until now, no one has responded to his message. So he decides that he will be a man and he will go to see them. What do we want from him? Is this really what's happening? By God, our hero heads to the backyard of the school. He notices that there is a large group of students waiting for God to happen. This is, of course, because of his reputation in the school as a cold and mysterious personality. But this makes him think the exact opposite, except that he thinks that they are there to watch him, and he is pounding. The important thing is that our hero actually meets the two girls and tells them, "Come on, get it done because it is not empty." Then he did, and we meet the girl who does not want to give him a message of love, but Juri prefers to expect the message from her. He does not want her to give the message because Juri will remember that our hero loves her, but as we know, our hero does not love Maiko or her. This is the origin of thinking that they want to beat him. The important thing is that Aljuri kindly prevents Mike from delivering her message, standing like an idiot and not understanding what is happening in front of me. So he tells them what to tell you. "I'm sorry if I caused you any trouble. Come on, peace be upon him. It is a hindrance that walks and hits him." But he stops and tells them, "Just take it with a loud voice. Advice from me, and don't fight with each other, because first and then you are friends. At that time you will not be able to show our hero the message." He says to him, "Can you see it? Because I was tired to write it at the time when he caught us looking at her handwriting and saying, 'Are you the owner of your handwriting? Why such a monster?' And he walks and leaves her at this time. He is not sad because she will remember that our hero refused to be involved with her. But the truth is that Hind is the basis that he wants to take off in any way so that he can go home. At that time, Maiko continues to cry and Juri tells her not to get thirsty, and he doesn't tell you anything other than a line, like a monster. "Okay, look, I'll tell you something better. What do you think if you and I feel that we have written a better message in the future?" At that time, Maiko is happy and sympathetic. The idea was that at the time, if we stopped going home, it was very normal to some extent. Cameo and no Handeb's class is a factor in global elections. The person who will be the president of his class at this time, by God, there are only two people. They are the ones who ran and the one whose name is Zawa, and the second person will be our hero. Yes, guys, we know that he is literally. The students dislike the class. They chose our hero. He is a candidate for the president of the class, and he is basically asleep at this time and does not feel anything around him. At night, he is still awake and in shock. He is running for the president of the class. The important thing is that the professor starts counting the votes so that he knows who won, and he notices that at this time he is excited and himself. He is the one who holds the class. The important thing is that he is the one who holds the class, unlike our hero who literally does not want problems and he just wants to live a normal life. The important thing is that in the end, the votes reach a tie. The important thing is that in the end, the votes reach a tie. The important thing is that the teacher repeats that he will let them play something called Laura Scissors. The teacher repeats that he will make them play something called Laura Scissors. And the one who will win them, and he is the one who will win. He is the one who remains the head of the division. So literally they say that he will play with a stone to make it easier for Easer. He is. But because of stupidity, and he thinks that a hero laughs at him, he becomes a player and loses like a fool. At this time, he is sad because he was the one who won. And our hero is also sad because he does not want to hold the class or do not want to occupy his brain with these things. So he talks to the professor and tells him that he does not want to remain the class president because he sees that he will not be up to this task. He is literal. The first thing he wants is that he hears these two words at night and cries with joy. And at night, he also remains impressed. Rather, he also decided that he would abandon his role model. The important thing is that the days pass until a new character appears with us, and the one who is Rio will be leaving the role of the prince and thinking that he is the most beautiful person in the school. It is that all the girls continue to love him and talk about him until the letter Ahanda arrives at school. Since then, all the girls and even the boys have only talked about our hero, so he wants to know what the secret is that made all people admire India. Oh, and kept them talking about him all the time. So he asked two girls, in front of him, is it you and what do you like in the shape of India? This even resembles blocking roads, and one of them responds to him and says, no, it's not in any way. Not everything. We love Hind's mysterious personality and we love his appearance. What suits his personality? At this time, he will hear them from afar and remember them talking about him as a monster, but we don't have to. The important thing is that today he repeats that he is watching Hind in order to know the secret that made all people wonder about him, and he actually begins to walk behind him and watch him everywhere. But he waits a little. The important thing is that our hero is going on a trip to his mother to answer her something. But unfortunately he is on his way, and forgets that his mother was telling him, what should he answer her? I get lost and don't know what to do exactly. At this time, by God, I have two people who are standing, who are focused with Hind. He wants him to work with them as a fashion show, but two characters, these two are busy people. The boy is with them today. The first suspicious person who sees them thinks that they want to distort him while they are busy with Hind instead, so Leon starts. He disrupts them and doesn't let them talk to him until our hero finally notices what is happening behind him. And at night this person comes out with clothes and I have India in my hand to wear it and tells him to focus with me, my friend. I will be a famous person and have money with you. All of them. But you take this dress. At that time he gets upset and gets up and takes the clothes and gives me Rio because Rio with all his clothes is miserable. And this tells this person that he does not want to wear clothes and that he will take his hand to anyone in need. And he gets up and walks and leaves them. And literally, our hero will think that today is a fair person. Basically, he is being bullied, so that's why he shows this dress. But Ryuf, this boy, begins to think that he is the last to know the secret of Handa's fame. He is the one who is tenderness. He sees that Han's personality is affectionate and so on. He also takes our hero as an example for me. And the important thing is that time passes until there comes a day when a hero will go to school very normally, just like any day until I want to meet him. He tells him what to do with friends. I just wanted you to go. Deliver this message. Our student in the semester is a year old and does not come to school, so I want you to go see him and he doesn't come. Why? He did Handa take the message and move to Alalwan's house. But a hero notices something strange, and she is from this boy. He looks like two girls. He begins to think that this boy was not coming because of his exposure. But his view changes when he arrives home and he keeps getting confused and no one opens it until one time. A giant person appears behind him with baseball bats and says to him, "What are you doing here?" At that time, Henda was afraid and told him, "I'm sorry, but I was coming." He delivered a message to a student here named Akani, and I think that you are his father, right? So this person responded to him and told him, "No, I am him." So our hero told him, "Yes, no. Look at the picture I took. This is the person I want." This man told him, Yes, this was just my appearance." Then I know why you are here. You're definitely here to let me go back to school. But I don't come back, and literally he hits and looks at the baseball, but the bat is floundering in the middle of the iron and does not hit our hero. At this time, he starts to say that he is afraid of our hero, because when he came to hit him and our hero does not move from a place. So he starts to suspect that his personality is very strong, and he does not want to be afraid of problems with him. But in fact, Handa is stuck in his place. This is because he did not bother, and that he was going to be beaten now. The important thing is if he starts telling the heroine the reasons that reached him for his current appearance. And we know, guys, if he was going to be bullied, and this is because of his appearance that resembles girls. At that time, he decided that he was staying at home, and he will start training to change his appearance. This is what he did. And we also find Fate during this period that he is attacking some gangs, and if he is doing what he did. And we also find Fate during this period that he is attacking some gangs, and if he is making problems, and he is doing it everywhere. He is doing it. At this time, a gang heard about our hero, so they say for a moment that he is not fat for all the people to talk about. He is the one everyone is afraid of, so they go and ask Akane. How do you know Handa? He used to tell them my classmates at school and nothing more. We help her like never before because they are getting a wrong idea about our hero. At that time, he was happy. Because we can thought that our hero was him, but as we know, our hero did not do anything, and when he comes the next day at night that he had finally returned to school, Hoda will be thanks to our hero, because we know that I admire Handa's character to the point that he also makes our hero his role model. But the most important thing is that the whole class is shocked, and this is because of her appearance, which was new, and when the days passed by God, the three people who were our hero, he somehow helped them get close to him in any way. He remained and was also disturbed. He would be walking behind Hind anywhere and also sitting and watching him. And the three people who were Akane, Issa, and Oreo. And even by God, they were friends with each other and made a tie like this. They called it the tie to defend Hind, eh? The important thing is that the days pass and we know that Hind bosses will have a friend at school. This person will be named Fuji, but we know that Handam does not want to show to anyone that he was surprised by friends so as not to let anyone bully him. By God, a hero goes out with some of the school and a craftsman. When Hinda was hinting at any students with them in school, he would always go to hide and not show himself, and this is because he did not want anyone to see him. I don't think Fuji is enjoying the dialogue and sitting laughing at our hero. The important thing is that it takes a few days until, by God, there are Shiites that have spread in the school, and why should it be that our hero, when he finishes the school day, he goes out to spread and sell banners and is a poet in the public squares, and of course Hind does not do that, so they wear a tie. They go to see what is happening, and indeed when they prefer to turn around for a while, a normal Hind is talking about crumbs and a poet, but this is not Hinda, he is one, he considers himself our hero, and as soon as they think that this is not a real Hinda, they make him miserable and make him angry, and they prefer to keep questioning him because they want to know who he is and why he does this, so this person starts telling them that he loves Handa and admires his popularity, so he wants to be exactly like him, and that's why he starts to resemble him, so he starts to resemble him, so he starts to resemble him, but he starts to go crazy and starts to think. The real thing at this time, by God, is a group of girls coming in on them and thinking that this is an Indian act until this person's teeth are showing. At that time, they know that this is a fake person, so they get up and walk away. The important thing is that if we stop talking to this person, they will tell him, you are your name. Oh, the real one? He tells them, my name is Danny, and they tell him, oh, okay, Danny, don't imitate Hind again and stay with your natural personality better. Indeed, this person begins to listen to his words, but on the other hand, by God, there is another rumor that has spread about our hero, which is that he is in a relationship with a beautiful girl. Cause in a group of students they saw standing with one. At that time, all the girls at school who were fans of our hero began to hate him because they thought that our hero was just a manipulative person. He was playing with his whole heart. But the truth is from what you have. He was standing with her. She is originally his mother, but literally no one knows this dialogue. The important thing is that the whole school is going crazy because of the news that has spread and that I am a hero who has a unit that he loves to the point that the girl Michael, who became with us at the beginning of the story, wants to commit suicide and jump from victory. And because the door is broken because of the news that spread, at this time he is sitting in the classroom and not concerned about what is happening, and he is normal except for his disc because it has expanded, and we know that it is the origin that he did not even scratch his mind from the whole school because of him. The important thing is that Maiko is the first to catch a glimpse of our hero. She gets up, runs, and goes to wash her face in Maiti's place. At this time, our hero's mother intervenes on her. He is the last one you knew about NDM, our hero. At this time, rumors begin that she is calming down and the water is returning. You can add for Foslovic, he decided that he was going to do something new, and this thing is that he was going to open a conversation with the person next to him, and he was going to try to be a social person, so he would go and stand with him as if he were talking to him, and he was hesitant that he was talking to. At that time, he was surprised, and when he focused on what our hero was, he sees the features of his cock. He had an idea that he wanted to declare war on the school next to them, so he met him until we stopped talking to God. He touched the chair and the windowsill on the school next to them. Our hero began to lose hope because he was able to talk to someone normally. But there is a person who repeatedly repeats that he is opening a conversation with him. He is the one whose name is Yuki. He does, and they start talking to each other. At that time, he begins to be happy. And the first time he goes home, he tells his mother that he is able to open a conversation with someone with him at school. At that time, his mother takes him as far as his mind is concerned, and he is not focused with me. So our hero begins to feel that what he has done is a full-time job that is not considered an achievement, so he repeats that he will no longer open a conversation with anyone else. When the days pass by God, the first false visit to the student council is the one we get to know in principle is the president of the student council and the one whose name is Sawi, and what we know is that she is a feminist character and a woman who does not like men. This is because she was being beaten and bullied by them. This is because she was young. The important thing is that whether it is a normal walk in school, you notice God's hero, and you also notice that I am walking behind the four people we know, and if you forget him, they are forming a bond called the Bond for the Defense of India, and at night you will remember that our hero is forming a group to challenge her, and that he dreams that he is the president of the student council, but it is a letter that you do not know. These people are walking behind me. The important thing is that whether you start looking for a weak point of our hero so that you can defeat him, he did a repeat. She followed two girls so that his body will sunk. These two girls start doing that. But at this time, he takes care of them and tells them that you are the one who wants to do something bad like that. I see, frankly, who are you are much better than that. The two girls get up walking and repeat that they are not a hero, but we are sons. At that time, he will be surprised by what is happening, so he will start talking together. I did it. So you say that you will be punished because of the noise and chaos that you caused at school, and that's why you will wear this jeep as an afterthought for you. At this time, a giant person is afraid of him. He will bring it back and say, I will come out normal, my friend. I am not wearing this jeep in front of you. He does not feel any insult, and the first time we stop seeing this scene in front of him, he decides that he is going to run away from it. No one is being surrounded by the student council. At this time, an accident happens, and by God, we stop him while he is working on the stairs, and he is equal and he does not know. Honestly, the only thing we get to see this scene, the important thing is that she starts to remember her memories of when she was being bullied, but she excels and corrects when she finds that she is sitting on top of our hero. The important thing is that she starts to think about it. She thinks about her memories of when she is sitting on top of our hero. These girls tell her that he is the one who told her when it happened. So she begins to sympathize with God's hero. And even she is against him. Until you see this view in front of her, then you pull anything. She wanted to say it, and she said that men would prefer to be disgusting to her, and she would drag herself and walk away from the place and leave the unconscious heroine next to this being. The important thing is that this is waking up and getting better, but we are shocked because by God he is only the memory, and this is because of the incident that happened a while ago. Notice that his personality has changed and he remains a social personality. To the point that everyone is surprised and thinks that this is not the real India. This is of course because of the actions he does until Mariora. They would notice what happened, so they would learn their bond and repeat helping a hero in order to regain his memory. After some failed attempts at some of the Abbasiya events, by God, the same awareness that occurred before stopped occurring. Because of this accident, by God, I got him drunk and brought him back again. It is the last time that the mysterious character of our hero returns. And the days pass until the day comes and we get to know a character named Dash. And this person becomes the most famous athlete in the school. Because of his speed, but we know that this person hates our hero with an unnatural hatred. He is the reason for this hatred. They are the reason before that against each other. And with ease, our hero was destined that he would defeat him. But literally, Handeb would do this because he was in a hurry, because he wanted to go. Eat. The important thing is that Dash is sitting and watching our hero until he discovers that he is a real person who is afraid of Hinda and that he prefers to be a coward like this until he dies. But one time, by God, a hand placed on his shoulder. He thinks that this person is Hinda, but it turns out that this is The fake person who was imitating a hero. The important thing is that Danny asks Dash, "Are you also obsessed with India, her watch?" DJ hits him and tells him no. "I just want to race with him to overcome my fears." Danny starts to say that he is trying to help, but helping him is of no use. Tonight, Shakad is sad and does not know what to do. He is too. He has lost hope that he can defeat a champion in the dick. Until you fear for him, his coach, he starts telling him that you preferred to think about India. Oh, until you forget yourself. If he does, you want him. First, focus on yourself. Please give me some advice and help. At that time, he was surprised and hinted that our hero was sitting running on the road outside, so he said, "It's very nice. This is what I will do." He is running and leaving with him so that they can beat him, and Dash did this and found him competing with God's champion. Until, by God, Hein jumped into one of the houses and he was surprised and said, "One moment, he is the one who basically made you run." But when he looks behind him, he finds a dog. Their price is attacking him. Yes, it turned out that our hero was basically running away from this dog, but Dash, because of his stupidity, was attacked by the dog. Honestly, the dog doesn't attack him, but we also find him sitting. I don't know how to tell you, but this is the scene in front of you. You, the dog owner, are afraid and sorry for me. What do you say to him? Explosive, son? But he is the dog currently in Muslim mating, and you find him violent, you love him. At that time, Dash begins to hate Hind more and more, and the degree of hatred towards him. Our hero becomes a rule that increases. Even though it is an origin, he does not know who he is. Dash, an origin. The important thing is that he spends a few days until at night. In class with our hero, she learned that she can read Kaf, so she goes to Hand and asks him if it is useful to read Kaf. No, and indeed disagrees. And after you read his palm, she begins to tell our hero that your life will not be normal, it will be full of absurdity and strange incidents. At that time, our hero will be shocked because literally his only dream is that he lives a normal life but with what we see in front of us. My present, it looks like this, and there is no normal life in it. Over the soda. It was the first part of India's story. Now, I want to ask you a question. Do you want a second part or do we need a second part? Are we afraid of a new story? Because to be honest, until now, I don't know how to complete this story or not. I hope you know me below in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and comment. If you haven't subscribed yet, wait for me to subscribe now. Press the bell button and be afraid to watch the greatest videos. This is other than what is coming on the road only. Was this today's video? He was with you?